What is up, you guys? You're watching Sergio's Secrets, and before I get started with today's video, today's probably going to be one of the most useful videos I have ever posted on my channel, just like how to get designer handbags on sale, which I'll leave that video linked down below. This is also going to be such a great and informative video, and yeah, so before I get started, I would really appreciate it if you guys give this video a thumbs up. I could do one for TJ Maxx and some other great stores, but yeah, just give me this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and comment anything down below. It will help out the channel. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Doing my top 10 favorite hacks and how I shop and how I buy designer items through Nordstrom Rack. So these are going to be juicy tips. I watch a lot of Nordstrom Rack videos and I feel like they don't really go as far as to detail like how I'm going to be doing it in this video. So this is going to be kind of the first one on this kind of platform on YouTube. So like I said, that's why I said giving this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, go and shop at Nordstrom Rack and show you how to find everything, where everything is at. Definitely let me know down below because I can do that for you guys. Tags that I've been saving because I wanted to do this video for the absolute longest so you can kind of know what I'm talking about. So the first tip is I tend to only really buy items that come from full line stores. So there's a couple of ways you can distinguish if something is from a full line store. Number one is pen marks. If it came from a store, because some things come from online and some things come from stores, if it came from a store, it marks to show that the item has been kind of reduced. So for example, on this tag right here, you see that it's been $131 and it has a little tag right here, so showing a price. It means it was from a full line store. To get really great value on a lot of our items, so usually at Nordstrom Rack, I tend to buy things that were once sold at full price, not necessarily things that are made for Nordstrom Rack, kind of like Z by Zella, Melrose and Market. Those are brands that are usually just tend to be sold at Nordstrom Rack and not at other places. So I tend to buy, like I said, only things that are full line. So if you see a tag that has anything that has a pen mark on it, it's definitely came from a full line store. Anything that has this tag right here that says altered or refurbished on it. So I'll talk about this in a second because this is the holy grail and this is where I find a lot of my items. Anything that has this tag, so they have changed it. On the top it actually has like a little bit of red on it, but anything that has this ultra refurbished item, it means that it came from a full line store. So like I said, I will talk about that in a second. Also, if it has a red tag and it ends in 97, so things from the full line Nordstrom never have like a non-red ticket. In the past they've kind of tried to change things, but it didn't really work out for them. So if it ends up with 97 cents like this right here, it means that it came from a full line item, and this one just happened to have a second markdown and it has a pen mark. So this item right here, it was a really good deal. But if it has a red tag and it ends in 97, it means it was a full line transfer as well. But for the most part, you can kind of tell if something's from a full line brand. And here's a little hint. So what a lot of the times what I do is if like the red tag is on top in the barcode, I will open up my Nordstrom app. So I'll go ahead and show you that, guys. Scan this tag right here. So I scanned it and it showed up for this Vince blouse right here. So it will show you that it came from a full line store. If it said sold out, if it pops up on the Nordstrom app, it means it was a full line item. So if the red tag is not covering the barcode, I will always scan it through the full line Nordstrom app to make sure if it was a transfer. And if it's covered up, sometimes I'll just Google up the style. So I put this kind of style right here, or if any other tag has some sort of style number on it, or the UPC, and after the UPC on Google, I type in Nordstrom, and for the most part it will pop up. So that's kind of some couple ways that you can tell if something came from a full line store. And like I said, all the items that I tend to buy from Nordstrom tend to be full line items. Second tip is shop altered and refurbished, altered and refurbished, altered and refurbished. So I'll show you some of my favorite picks that I purchased recently that are altered and refurbished, and I'll explain to you what it is and how it works and what stores kind of get it. First one is this Burberry scarf, and I got it right here, and it is ultra refurbished, and this is what I mean that the new tags kind of have this clearance on it. But this retailed for $590 and it's $112 with 97 cents, and it is a full line item. It still actually has a tag on it right here, but it is a classic green Burberry scarf, and this is sold at full line Nordstrom, and I got it for $112. Another example, which are these Gucci shoes. So I'm actually going to be wearing these Gucci shoes now. I've had them in my wardrobe for a couple of months, and so as you can see right here, guys, are $142.97. Yes, guys, I paid $142.97 for these brand new Gucci sneaker Nordstrom Rack, and they are in altered refurbished because they said right here, they say worn and refurbished. I'll show you a pair of Louboutin shoes. So This one right here is also worn and refurbished, and these are a pair of Louboutin Chelsea boots that I found for $297. And this is just some of the things that I'm showing you that are like higher end. I have a Canada Goose jacket that I recently bought. I bought a pair of Gucci mules that I recently bought, the classic ones that are still sold full price. So what I mean is ultra refurbished, meaning so Nordstrom has a very, very liberal return policy. So, you know, if something doesn't work out, you can return it. Yes, they may be a little bit more picky designer returns, but, you know, or like let's say if a customer tries something on and with their nails they scratch the item, so it's no longer, so what they do is they damage the item out and it gets sent to Nordstrom Rack in a random SKU. So if you ever try to put these on the Nordstrom app, or if you ever try to put it, like Google it up, it's just a random SKU, it's a random UPC number, it's just kind of an assorted kind of tag. A lot of these things are just only one. I know sometimes when I post some of these deals, people are like, oh, I want to get that deal as well. It is a one-time only deal because it's just, it happened to, let's say, like for example, let's say hypothetically somebody tried this on and they scratched it, so it has to be damaged out, and so it goes at Nordstrom Rack, so people like me can get a great discount on something gets returned and maybe it has an odor on it, or maybe something is missing. So so the Canada Goose jacket that I recently bought, it's actually missing the fur. Goose jacket that I bought, it is right here and it's missing the fur, but the price of the jacket right here was $313.97. But the thing is, I already own another Canada Goose jacket that has the fur on it, so if I wanted to wear the fur, I can just detach it from that jacket in here. So that's how I got this goose jacket for such a great deal. Or maybe somebody wore a handbag or a pair of shoes and they didn't like it, or whatever the case is, and it may have a little bit of wear. So this is the MCM handbag that I bought, and it was $146.97, and like I said, it is a full line item, a generic SKU code. But then, like, let's say if somebody wore it and they're like, you know what, it didn't work out for me, and it has like a little bit of corner wear, and you know that's not something that Nordstrom is gonna sell for full price, so they have to damage it out, and it goes to Nordstrom Rack to find a great deal. The way I shop, usually a store will get them all at once, like as far as like a department, so they'll get like women's alternate refurbished items, or they'll get women's shoes alternate refurbished, and it'll be like designer and contemporary, or sometimes it'll be full only designer. It really depends what the store get. That is when I go into the clearance rack, because these are now considered clearance, they put the items out on the floor. If it's all mediums, they tend to put them all in the medium section, so they'll be like right next to each other. I think I took a video clip of a store and I'll insert it kind of here, so and it hangs on our way, so when we shop through the items, I can literally go down and I can see all the alternate refurbished tags, and that's when I look and I see if it's worth the money, because a lot of those items are still sold for full price. That Canada Goose jacket, yes, it's missing the fur, but I got a really great deal on, still full price. That Burberry scarf is brand new, nothing's wrong with it, still full price. Those Vuitton booties, those Gucci A sneakers are still sold full price. So even if it has like a little bit of nick or like a little bit of imperfection, for me, I'm already gonna wear the shoes on the floor. For me, the handbag was already gonna get dirty, so if I can get a really good deal, I really don't care. And at the end of the day, no one has to know except me and you. So I will always tell people to shop alternate refurbished items, and they come in every single department. The only departments that I don't see alternate refurbished items in, like as far as like these tags, is jewelry and sunglasses. I believe all that gets sent to Last Chance. So it's Nordstrom full line, and then it's Nordstrom Rack, and then what doesn't sell from Nordstrom Rack, or something that's in very, very, very not good condition, or if it's jewelry or sunglasses from regular Nordstrom, gets sent to Last Chance. And there's 2 Last Chance locations in Arizona, and then there's one in Chicago. I always want to go there, so who knows, we may go there by the end of the year. Always check for the alternate refurbished items, even non-designer items like Steve Madden shoes, like pair of Vans shoes, Birkenstocks. You'll find a lot of items that are carried at full line Nordstrom that have the alternate refurbished, and if you see that tag, if you love the item, honestly, I would 100% go for it. And like I said, a lot of my favorite pieces happen from the ultimate refurbished item. Like I have a beautiful Givenchy coat that was like 90% off, and I'm going to show you actually my favorite find that was ultimate refurbished that I found about 2 years ago, and I get the most compliments on this Sandy Lane jacket. It is 100% fur, it is suede, it is absolutely beautiful, it is stunning. I get absolutely so many compliments on it, and so I'll tell you the tag on it. So like I said, this was about 2 years ago, so that's why the tag looks a little bit different, but I always keep the tags with all my clothes because I just love to show people the great deals that I get. So this is a $2,000 jacket, and I got it for $200. A great material, great quality, and this is something that I've had for 2 years, and it's something that I'll always have for the next couple of years. So I will always check on the refurbished items, and like I said, they come in every department. That is the best deals that you can get at Nordstrom Rack, are the altered and refurbished items. Number 3 tip is going to be tag that is assorted. So you're going to be, Sergio, you just said not to buy things that are not from full line. So another thing that even like TJ Maxx and other off-price stores do, I'm a designer brand, right? And I have an overstock of so many clothes, and so I'll sell it to an off-price discount with a generic SKU code, and it'll be sold like at $50. So a dress that retailed for $600 and I sold it to an off-price and have the actual UPC for the dress, it would just be a generic SKU code, kind of like the ultimate refurbished SKU code, and it'll just be like a random UPC, but it actually doesn't show you the value. It's just like $100. So I'll show you a great example that what happens. It's probably the best assorted item that I've ever found, and they are from Page, and this is the tag that was on there. But then there was another tag that said Nordstrom Rack assorted on it, and it said $39.97. So it didn't say the full price of this item. So these are leather Page jeans that I got about a year ago. They, at the time when I purchased them, they were still sold at full price for $1,000, guys, $1,000, and I paid $40, guys. I paid $40. I cannot emphasize how much I paid. I paid $40 for real black classic leather jeans that will never go out of style from Page. So it's also really good to see what assorted items, and I've seen them from Page. I've seen them from a lot of denim brands, from ALC, so Hommet Lang. So I will always kind of check the tags that say kind of assorted on tags. So this is something that I bought on sale because it didn't sell at the assorted price. So like these were a pair of Karen Walker glasses, and I remember the retail on them were actually a lot more than $320, but they were $80. And then they say size, and then basically it just says that it's just like an assorted tag on it. So that looks like, I can't peel this off because then you peel off the entire thing, but it'll say kind of one size or no size, or may say the size, but then on top here it's gonna say assorted on it, and it's just gonna be kind of like a generic price, and it may not even be kind of correct. Kind of like these jeans, they just said 40 bucks. And that's how I got these jeans that were $40 from $1,000, because they had an assorted tag on it. And I also check kind of things that say assorted and kind of do your own research. And what's one thing I do like about Nordstrom Rack is that they have a 45-day return policy on most of their items. So sometimes if I'm unsure of an item, I always buy it, try it on, I do my research on it, and see if it's something that brings a lot of value into my life. But yeah, this is a great example of an assorted item that I purchased about a year ago. Next tip is check transfer, things that were not ultra refurbished or assorted, especially for designer brands. And I'll give you kind of the brands that I see a lot of great deals on. So Vince, Theory, Veronica Beard, Lafayette 148, St. John's, things that don't really have a lot of logos on it, because the Nordstrom and the Nordstrom Rack customers are a little bit different. So the Nordstrom Rack customer is always looking for a deal. So, you know, let's say if at the full line Nordstrom there was a beautiful coat that was $2,000 from, let's say, Michael Kors collection, and if it goes to Nordstrom Rack for $800, I'm gonna be really honest, it's not $800 because the customer's expecting a great deal. So it may stay there for a couple more markdowns, and so whenever it's like clear the rack, or whenever it's a, you know, it has another markdown, that's when people tend to buy it. So I will say for designer items, you can find a lot of great deals, and this is what I mean. Kind of like that I bought that was $35.99 from $400. It was a great deal. Or this Tibby pant, I believe, that I purchased. So it had a pin markdown, it had 2 markdowns, and it was 88% off, $44.98 from $375. So I will say, like, on a lot of branded designer clothes that don't have, let's say, like Gucci or Fendi, you can find really great deals on it because the customer wants a good deal, especially when they shop Nordstrom Rack. So this one had 3 stickers, and it was originally $5.75, and it was $56.99. And I remember I got it on Clear the Rack, this particular item, or like this item, same thing, like the pin mark, and it has 2 markdowns. So I will always kind of check their clothes. And something recently that I purchased, which I'll show you, is this Lafayette blazer. So I bought this coral blazer. I thought it looks very, very kind of autumny, so I decided to add it into my collection, and it retailed for $700, and it was there for $71.99. So you can find a great deals. This is like almost 90% off. And you know what the funny thing is, like, after like I bought this, like a week later, they did clear the rack, but it's fine. I'm so happy with the $71.99 that I paid. But really, really great deals on designer clothes, especially like Lafayette, St. John, Veronica Beard, Vince, and Theory, because the customer expects a really, really great deal. And it always depends kind of like your type of Nordstrom Rack, if it's a super busy one, or one that's a little bit slow. So, but I will always kind of check always the designer clothes, and you may be like, it's a little bit expensive, a little bit price range, but when you think about it, these would be the same price as Zara or maybe or from other stores. So I always think that it's always worth checking out the designer rows that are inside Nordstrom racks, and I'm pretty sure every single Nordstrom rack has a designer row. Every single Nordstrom that I've been to that is a rack has always had a designer row, and they've always had really great deals like this. So I always think it's worth checking out. Tip is to shop sunglasses from Nordstrom rack, guys. Sunglasses, sunglasses, and sunglasses. So if you don't know, there's like basically like 3 or 4 players that make all the sunglasses in the world. So like Luxottica makes sunglasses for Ray-Ban, for Chanel, they make them for, and then there's another brand that makes the glasses for Gucci and Saint Laurent and Bottega Veneta. So there's very few brands that kind of control the entire eyewear industry. So meaning you can find a lot of great deals on sunglasses in store or online, but especially in store you see like a lot of glasses for under $100, like that were usually $500-600. You find a lot of Fendi glasses, a lot of Gucci glasses, a lot of Celine glasses, and the thing, they may be like a season or 2 old, or some of it if they're like rebranding. So you know how Celine, when they had this kind of logo here and they kind of rebranded to this one here, so everything that had the old logo, which is this one here, got sent to kind of Nordstrom Rack as kind of assorted, and so you could find a lot of the classic silhouettes just because they had the older logo for like $150 or from like $400 or $500 that you would pay from a traditional department store. But I always think that the sunglasses or the glasses are always worth checking out. I feel like there's always incredible deals right now. I believe they have like a lot of Chloe glasses that were like even like 3 months ago still sold at full price for that were like $400 or $500 for under $100, for a Ferragamo glass for under $60. I always think that the sunglasses at Nordstrom Rack always gets overlooked. I will say I prefer to buy my glasses from online from Nordstrom Rack because you get the case with it. Sometimes if you buy it in store, you may not get the case with it, and sometimes a little sensor can scratch a little bit of the lenses on it. But I have found a lot of great deals on sunglasses, and this is one that I recently picked up, and one of my favorite brands is Oliver Peoples, and I already have these in black, and so they're a little sandy. I just got back from the beach from California. One of my absolute favorite glasses in the entire world, and I got them for $100. Retails for I believe $455, but you can find really great deals on sunglasses from, like I said, Oliver People, Ray-Ban, Celine, and like I said, sometimes on in-store may have a little bit of a better selection, but if I can find one online that I like, I will always kind of go for it. And if it doesn't work, you know, like I said, 45 days to return or exchange out your eyes. Tip for Nordstrom Rack is going to be shop clear the rack early. So if you are a Nordstrom kind of account holder, you can shop Nordstrom Rack one day early before the public sale, before it's everybody. And I always say that's the best day. And also, if you're gonna shop clear the rack, go the day before, see what the 411 is, see if there's something that you like. Maybe if you've been eyeing that Veronica Beard blazer that's a red tag, or you've been eyeing those Tory Burch shoes, and if you see them, you know, kind of, I wouldn't say like to move them around and hide them, but just know where they are. So if you do go to clear the rack the next morning, a lot of Nordstrom Racks, especially the one that I tend to go to, tends to have a little bit of a line the day of clear the rack or the pre-shop clear the rack, and so you know where the item is, so you can directly go to the item, get the item, and check out, so you won't be disappointed. And I know a lot of people do that. They'll go throughout the entire store, see where everything is kind of at, and then the day of clear the rack, they kind of just get their cart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, get all their items, and then check out and leave. So I do think if you do want to get a great deals on items, and if you do want that extra 25% off as an incentive, I would say it's definitely checking out like an hour or two before rack closes, the day before clear the rack. And especially if it's a high volume, because you never know the things that you could find, and then you just go in the next day, you find everything, versus trying to find deals all over the store the next day. You have already kind of known where everything is at, so you just, like I said, you go in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get all your items, check out, and you're good to go. And maybe you can go to another Nordstrom Rack. Number 7 is to check the entire store. So every time I go to Nordstrom Rack, so I'm a true size 9 in kind of women's shoes, so I would check size 8, I would check size 10 in men's, I would check, you know, 8s to kind of 9.5s, because sometimes European shoes or regular shoes always gets kind of mixed up. For denim, I'm usually a size 27. In women's jeans, I would check 28, 29, I would check 24, 25, 26, 27, because sometimes brands and everything, they're kind of all over the place, especially if it's the busy weekend, people just kind of throw things wherever. So for me, every single time I go into a Nordstrom Rack store, I always look through the entire store, I always check through every single designer row, you know, If they have like 3 racks of designer row, I check all of them regardless if it's my size or not, because things are always put in every single place. If it's the accessories, I check the entire accessories department. If it's shoes, I try to check everything around my size. I tend to check every single thing I go into Nordstrom Rack, and you won't believe the randomest things that I find that I end up loving and I end up getting a really great deal. And also, if I go try things on in the fitting room, it may have changed now because of, you know, COVID, but back then I would check what other people like did not take in their go backs, especially if it's like the first shift clear the rack, because it's tend to be the greatest, maybe like 80% off an item, 95% off an item. And so I always try to look what people like don't want in their go backs of things that they have already tried on, and you'd be surprised. I found some really great items. Always check, you know, things that people have tried on, because if they took time to try it on, it means it's something special. I always check the entire store, just because I feel like I never want to feel like I'm missing out. Like, it's always great to look through the entire section of an entire store. Near a great Nordstrom Rack, or if you don't live by a Nordstrom Rack in general, what I do, or even what I do during my day, I'll go into the clearance section on the Nordstrom Rack app, and I will put in right here, and I put best value. So you see the things that are the best deal. So you have this halogen top for $5. You'll have these Fidelity denim for $20.99, these Hudson jeans for $23.99, Frame denim for $23.99, NYDJ jeans for $13.49, Isabel Marant jeans $31.49, 90% off. And or like, you know, you'll find a lot of great items, but the thing is they change super daily. Like every kind of 30 minutes you'd be surprised there'll be one popular item that's 90% off, and you have to be quick to add into your cart. So I'll tell you probably the best deal that I found this year by me just kind of checking throughout the entire day and putting the best value are these Tom Ford glasses, guys. I got these Tom Ford glasses in January. These retail for $445. They are sold out full price items, and guess how much I paid for them, guys? I paid $18 for a pair of Tom Ford glasses. And here's some of the other deals that is there. So you can find even like Tory Burch Miller sandals for $22. You could find, you know, Celine glasses for $22.50. Like, the deals are endless, but the thing is there's only like 1 or 2, so you have to be super quick. So it doesn't hurt to check it on your lunch break, or before you go to work, or maybe when you wake up before you get out of the bed. You know, you'd be surprised the deals that you could find, and you know, it could be worth your time. $23.44. So I always think it's worth checking out. And even if it's not like the best value, they do have like things that are like only like one Balenciaga jacket or one Anina Bing blazer. So I will always kind of check it throughoutly, especially if I'm obsessed with a certain brand. So right now I'm obsessed with Anina Bing, so I've been checking Anina Bing on Nordstrom Rack maybe like 3 times a day. And so I finally found something that I've been wanting off my wish list, and it was this Anina Bing blazer that was $140 from $350. Not the best deal, but I have been wanting this blazer for the longest. It's still sold full price on her website. So for me, that's something that I check very throughoutly. I do think having the Nordstrom Rack app and just kind of checking it doesn't hurt anything. Like I said, I found a lot of great deals just by me kind of checking it throughout the day, and that's kind of one of my favorite things to do. 9th tip is there are things that scan a penny, guys. So I have been lucky like 1 or 2 times, like many years ago, where I found things that were a penny. I think one of them was a pair of shoes, and one of it was a St. John jacket, but I think this was like 5 or 6 years ago. It was a very long time ago. I think they've been a lot better with making sure that penny items aren't on the floor. I'm not sure how they do that, but usually what used to happen a lot is you would scan something or it would have a sticker that say a penny on it. So I believe means it has to get transferred out to last chance. Like I said, Nordstrom Rack, last chance. So things that have been on Nordstrom Rack for a long time to last chance, or if something's damaged from Nordstrom Rack, gets sent to last chance. So if it's a penny, it's supposed to get sent to last chance, and I guess it's supposed to be liquidated there in either the Chicago store or in the Arizona store. So you can find things that scan a penny. Like I said, now it's a little bit more different, where it's kind of harder because they've been a lot better with pulling those items off the floor. Because I feel like I used to find that I used to see and know people that used to find those deals more consistently. But one thing I will check is whenever they scan your items, guys. So let's say they're scanning a pair of shoes. When they scan it, check if it scans a penny. just check it, because you never know what could happen. Things do spring up for a penny, and I did want to talk about that because I know that's something that Nordstrom Rack is famous for. But the thing is, they've just been a lot better with removing that merchandise on the floor, but it still happens, so I did want to talk about it. The tip is to get a Nordstrom credit card. So I think having a Nordstrom credit card is absolutely worth your money and absolutely worth your time. So you get an alteration benefit. So my mom has a Nordstrom credit card, so I use her alteration benefit. So what it means, I think she has $300. Okay, let's say if I buy a pair of trousers or a suit and I need to get it altered, I'll pay with the card, right? If it's $300 to get it a full-blown suit altered with a shirt and everything, you pay for that, and then you get back that $300 in a form of a note, and that note is something that you have a year to use, and you can use it at Nordstrom. So basically your alteration was free if you were already going to spend that money at Nordstrom, and I think that's really great, and it gives you a really great incentive. So not only did you get a great deal, but you're also going to get technically free alterations on the item, and then also you can get a lot of Nordstrom notes and a lot of Nordstrom points. Be surprised, my mom be popping up them little $20 notes, those $40 notes left and right, because she loves to shop at Nordstrom Rack just like me. But I do think having a Nordstrom credit card is worth it, because you could use it at Nordstrom Rack, Nordstrom, and HotLook.com, and I think, you know, with the combination of all those, and sometimes they do bonus points, and you know, I think it's actually really worth it. But I think the alteration benefit is what pushes it and what makes it stand out from like a Macy's credit card or Neiman Marcus credit card or a Saks Fifth Avenue store credit card or Victoria's Secret. I do think the Nordstrom credit card is definitely worth it 100%, and that's something that I like credit cards, but I'm very picky and selective, and I will say that the Nordstrom credit card is a pretty decent one. The most amount of money at Nordstrom Rack. If you want to see me going shopping into Nordstrom Rack and actually finding all these deals, and when we can come along with you and me, definitely let me know down below, because I would love to take you guys with me. Let me know if you want to see one for TJ Maxx or any other store. And yeah, hopefully this guys kind of makes sense, but I will be responding to all comments within the first kind of 2 weeks of this video being posted. So if you do have any questions, definitely leave them down below. But yeah, I will also recommend to go to your larger Nordstrom Rack when you'll have the most chance of finding items, and also checking your smaller Nordstrom Rack. So you're gonna have like those in between Nordstrom Racks. I usually go for the smaller Nordstrom Racks or the big Nordstrom Racks. That's where I tend to find a lot of my luck. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Like I said, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe button, let me know what type of other content you want to see on this channel. It's going to be a very popular video on my channel, just like how you can get designer handbags on sale. So I would really love and appreciate it if you guys can give this video some love. And yeah guys, I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video, because I'm posting a video every single day. Bye guys, and thank you so much for being on the videos, y los miro hasta la próxima. Ciao.